Hi everyone and welcome to RIT SportsZone. I'm John DeTulio.
And I'm Shelby Hill. Ever since the puck dropped in late October, the RIT women's hockey team has been skating circles around their opponents.
After their best start ever, the Tigers accomplished the first in the program's 36-year history. RIT ranked third in the nation, welcomed two-time defending national champ and #1 ranked Amherst to town for a pair of games at Ritter. And the Tigers were dominant. In Game 1, freshman Laura Chamberlain stopped all 40 shots she faced in a 2-0 RIT victory. While in Game 2, two freshmen, Aaron Zach and Colby McRae, each scored twice, leading RIT to a 5-1 victory and a stunning weekend sweep that vaulted the Tigers to their first ever #1 ranking in the nation. With more on the victorious Tigers, here's Kristen Klock.
The RIT Tigers beat the #1 ranked Amherst Lord Jeffs, making the Tigers the team to beat this season with a 10-0 record. You just defeated the #1 team in the country, and what does this do for your team?
I think it really a huge confidence booster, of course, you know, and you have a team like Amherst come in and you beat them twice. But overall, just seeing, you know, how the girls played, like that's the level that you have to play to move on and move up in the rankings or national tournament stuff. You need to be able to do that every weekend. So we proved to ourselves this weekend that we can do that.
I think it was just a great win, great confidence booster, and I think it will just help play the same way.
You shut out the #1 ranked team Amherst, and today you only let in 1 goal. How does this boost your confidence?
Oh, it boosted it a lot. Like playing out there for the first time, really, for my first year. It's really nerve-wracking, but this really gives me the confidence to go on throughout the year.
Do you think this game is going to be a confidence booster or in some ways a deterrent because maybe it'll make you guys cockier coming into other games?
I think on our team cockiness helps, and I think it'll just help us like to win games and just give us confidence that we actually need.
Overall, it just helps us with like our confidence. It brings us closer as a team. It helps us work together as a team.
It's just playing big teams, you know, and having some success that, you know, now we know we can do it. And you can kind of draw on that if there's ever a tight game or anything's on the line. It's like, okay, we already have that experience, that and that knowledge of, okay, when it's there, we'll have it and we can get it done.
We just got to keep our minds focused. We can't think that we can't be beat. We just got to keep going.
You had a lot of goals this weekend. What was working for you?
It was the teamwork. A lot of my goals just didn't come from me. They came from like passes from our players, and it just was all teamwork that led to the goals.
Chris passes gave you guys a few goals. Is that something you've been working on in practice?
All the time. That's kind of our biggest thing is just, you know, passing. You know, if you can see if our team's on and into the game is if we're passing the puck really well and sharp and, you know, it just works. It's tough to defend.
Yeah, obviously it showed off in the game that we have been working on it, and we really did it real.
Hard passes in practice helps you for the games, getting ready for those hard passes that you don't expect, or you just have to always expect passes, and that's what helps putting them in the net during games.
Your aggressive play did end up costing you guys a few penalties. Is this the result of playing a really talented team?
No, we can get, we have a pretty good penalty kill, so we can be a little aggressive at times, and you know, I want the girls to play like that. You know, it just coming into our rink or whenever anybody's playing us, knowing that they're going to be in for a very physical game, and you know that it's not going to be easy. Whoever comes in here is going to be up for very tough games.
We just had to keep our mind in the game and just keep focused on the win and try to stay out of it, and I think we did good doing that.
Is there anything you learned from this game that you can bring on to the next games?
Just that I have a really good team in front of me. I can trust them to help me around the net. They can put the puck in the net. And that's about it.
So is the trust definitely a big part of it? They trust you and you trust them?
Trust is the biggest part of it.
Team chemistry is definitely on a rise right now. Like, we knew coming into this game that we were going to have big games, and we were ready for it. And I think that the wins will just help us even be motivated more to just keep going.
What things do you think you guys need to work on, and what things do you think the Tigers did particularly well?
We need to work on breaking it out of our own end. At times, they kind of hemmed us in here and there. Overall, I just liked how we were working. You know, we were jumping in the way of a lot of shots, blocking some shots, letting Laura see a lot of the shots, and overall, the best thing I thought was just the overall team work ethic all weekend long.
You always have something to work on. I think we can just keep building our team chemistry, team strength, and our team conditioning. And as long as we're doing stuff the right way on the ice or off the ice, we're going to be doing the right things on the ice.
How will this help propel you in other games, for example, against Elmira and Plattsburgh?
I think this will show that we can be a big team 2 games in a row, which we've never actually done before, and we can bring it like even to the #1 team in the nation, and we've done it. And I think it'll just show that we can keep going, and we're just going to do it again and again.
Still to come on SportsZone, 2 former lacrosse standouts prepare to take their games inside. Plus, you'll meet the freshman that's quickly becoming the center of attention for the Lady Tigers. Welcome back to SportsZone. Now, the RIT men's hockey program has a number of alums competing at the next level, but hockey isn't the only program producing pros. As Jeff Boissett reports, 2 former men's lacrosse players will make their professional debut in January.
Dan McCray and Sean Gillies still can't believe they were drafted to play in the National Lacrosse League. McCray was picked 6th overall by the Calgary Roughnecks, while Gillies was taken in the 6th round by the Toronto Rock.
How did it feel that September night, and what was going through your mind when your name was called?
Nothing but butterflies. Guys were getting interviewed after, and that was like the word of the night, just butterflies. You're just nervous sitting there, hoping that your name does get called, and probably wasn't expecting mine to go that early, so it was definitely a shock. So trying not to trip on the way up there was probably the first thing going through my head, but it was awesome.
It was tough, you know. It's tough not to look in the pre-rankings of the draft and stuff, but I ended up going really late, and it was tough because I was sitting around with all my buddies who had already gone, and I was just waiting to see if my name was going to get called, and when it finally did, I don't know. I was really relieved, but just happy, and was overwhelmed, really.
Gillis, is it in? Yes! Oh, it looked like Kaminsky had it.
Were you surprised in hearing Dan and Sean's name called this past September in the draft?
No, not really. It was kind of expected, actually. Danny McCray was a fantastic player, both indoor and on the field. So we had high hopes for him. We were hoping first round, which worked out. Sean had a great season, and also is fantastic in the box league. So no, I wasn't surprised. Pleased, I guess.
As a former professional himself, Coach Kuhn is willing to give both players plenty of advice.
The first thing was to finish school. These guys both have a couple classes, left to take, and I was worried that Danny was going to, jump into it a little too quickly and not finish school. So that was the first thing we talked about. And then, just to make sure you're going in shape. It's a different style game. It's very physical. They actually probably know a bit more about it than I do. And then just to keep your head and not let your head grow too much, and be humble about it, and that it's a privilege to play.
Have you had a chance yet to talk to anyone from the team specifically as far as preparation for next season?
Yeah, a few guys from my summer team. I play in the MSL Senior A Box Lacrosse League in Ontario, and played with Scott Carnegie. He's a defenseman on Calgary. Josh Sanderson, he played for Calgary for the last few seasons, but was recently traded. But just picked up a lot of things from those guys. Learning things from them on and off the floor was great.
Yeah, I've been fortunate to play with a couple of the guys. Anthony Lackey and a few guys I played with in Orangeville, and along with the coaching staff was the offensive and defensive coach, were my coaches when I played junior in Orangeville, and then the head coach was coached me when I was a younger guy. So I'm familiar with all their sort of what they expect and what they need. So they've been really great with me, just kind of let me know where I stand and what I need to improve on. So it's definitely helped and set things in perspective of where I need to go.
While it's a tremendous opportunity, McCray and Gillies are looking for careers off the field too, because contracts in the National Lacrosse League can't compare to the lucrative deals seen in other pro leagues.
I'm a hospitality major, so I'm looking to stay within that field or something within the lacrosse business world as well. So doors are open, not really closing anything, and just hoping for the best.
I'm graduating here with my business management degree, so I'm staying pretty open, and business field allows you to go pretty much in a lot of different directions. So whether it's going to be staying states-bound or going back home and working, I'm just kind of keeping my options open to stay in those general types of business fields.
McCray and Gillies will soon go their separate ways, leaving RIT with a wealth of memories while anxiously awaiting future matchups against each other.
The EA championship was pretty awesome, just being on the field celebrating with the guys. With the whole team. Winning the first round NCAA was pretty awesome as well, having everybody rush the field and having our such a great group of fans and parents following us around at the tailgate and things like that. I think just everybody surrounding the team was just a real family-oriented, family feeling to it. I think just bringing those memories along.
Definitely, there's definitely been some big wins over our career. My second year, we beat Cortland, Ithaca, which was the first time we had beat them in conference play, and I forget how many years. So that was probably one of the biggest wins that I was part of being RIT. So that's definitely a memorable feeling. Me and Dan go back for a long time. Me and him have been playing together ever since we started. So we've always kind of gone back and forth. You know, when he was at Potsdam, when I was here, and then in summer. I played in Orangeville, he played in Burlington, so we've always been kind of going back and forth, and it was great to finally play with each other again. But yeah, definitely now that we're gone separate ways, there's going to be a little bit of a friendly rivalry.
Sean Gillies and Dan McCray have already circled February 12th on their calendars. That's when they'll face off against each other as the Calgary Roughnecks visit the Toronto Rock.
Each year, RIT Athletics honors its past by recognizing the most outstanding athletes, coaches, and contributors to sports here in the Brick City. As Lando Reyes reports, the RIT Sports Hall of Fame class of 2010 joins those that have rewritten the record books, stolen the headlines, and reached the top of their sport as a Tiger.
Getting the call to the Sports Hall of Fame is one of the most distinguished honors here at RIT for any student athlete. Family and friends came together to celebrate 8 of the biggest careers for any Tigers of all time for the 42nd annual induction. How does it feel to be inducted to the RIT Sports Hall of Fame?
It's an unbelievable feeling. When I first heard the news, I was in shock. I was speechless.
It's a huge honor. There's 7 other people that are had phenomenal careers here at RIT, and I'm just humbled to be inducted with this great class.
It's an honor just to be brought in, actually placed with literally all the accomplished group of people that are up there right now.
Certainly I've been out of school for quite a while now and have come to some of these for other people that I've known and seen play that were inducted. Wasn't really expecting it for me, but it's definitely an honor.
Each year it's hard because we have so many people that are nominated and so many worthy athletes. So you have to be a graduate of the Institute, you have to have played a varsity sport, and then you have to excel at it. And we have a nomination process. We go through, we make a ballot, and then we have Hall of Famers and Center for Intercollegiate Athletics and Recreation staff all vote. We get the top 2 people automatically in, and then the committee works from there to try and get a good class, and we got a great class again this year.
Do you have any special memories from your time as a student athlete here at RIT?
Just playing on the team. 1999, we had a really good team. We made it to the Final Four of the NCAA Lacrosse tournament, so that was a good year for us. Probably one of the best lacrosse teams at RIT, so being a part of that was pretty great.
My freshman year, when we won the national championship, it was quite unbelievable feeling. It was best feeling I've ever had as a hockey player in my entire life, and just everything that I worked for and the team worked for came together, and it was very, very exciting.
When you play a sport, you're kind of instantly thrown into a team setting, and you instantly have 20 best friends, and so that's kind of the biggest thing I remember is kind of the camaraderie and the team atmosphere of it.
When I came into the program, Coach Paisano was my coach, and he was tough. He was really tough. He pulled out the best in the athletes, and he had me bunting right and left, hitting right and left. So it was challenging and exciting at the same time, and it paid off.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, I was a statistician for a lot of the different teams and got to travel with them to games on the road, and was lucky enough to be traveling with the hockey team when they won the first national championship.
What's life like nowadays?
It's great. I'm living in Boston. I just got married a year ago, so it's still the honeymoon phase.
I have a great job. My husband also graduated from RIT, so thank goodness I went here. I met the man of my dreams.
There's a lot of special moments because they've all been such great players. Jason Rich is walking right by right now, and he was a great soccer player. Chet Hallis, national championship for hockey. Brandon Redmond was tremendous basketball. Jen Heisner, I coach the baseball team, and she's fantastic, and I'm leaving people off, but there's a lot of great athletes. So every year it's fun because they're great athletes. For me, I get to know them even more through the Hall of Fame process. For me, they're better people than they are athletes, which is even better to find out.
The RIT women's basketball team is once again young and inexperienced, but that doesn't mean a shining star hasn't emerged this season.
Courtney Tennant may only be a freshman, but she is no amateur on the court. As Melissa Bromley discovered, Tennant is contributing in a major way and has quickly become the center of attention down low.
The RIT women's basketball team may be a young squad, but they are certainly stepping up their play. One freshman in particular, Courtney Tennant, is tearing up the scoreboard, averaging 16 points a game. Why did you choose RIT?
RIT, I was attracted to RIT for the academics. You don't come to play Division III basketball for the basketball. You come for the academics, but I really liked the school.
It was challenging. She was looking at a ton of schools. She was getting recruited by some higher level schools. So I just tried to, especially when our season was over, try to get to as many games as I could and talk to her afterwards. I thought for a minute there that we might lose her, but she came for a second visit and had a really great time, and I think it was a really good fit. So we're happy to have her.
Can you tell us about Courtney? She's one of the leading scorers on the team and very impactful freshman. Could you tell us more about her?
Well, she's obviously 6'2". She's one of the tallest people in our league. So when we have a dominant post like that, we're going to get her the ball and make her so that she can have all the points she wants. So really, she's there for points and rebounds, and what she does against the other team's big girls is just amazing too.
Well, number one, her size. I mean, her work ethic is unlike any person. It's close to anybody I've ever coached, and she just gets it done for 40 minutes. I mean, on both ends of the floor.
What do you feel that you bring to the table that maybe other players don't, and what do you excel at?
I really feel that I try never to get down on myself. If it's in a game and I make a bad shot or make a bad move, I'm not going to slack off on defense the next move and think about that last possession. And I really feel like obviously I have height and size we're kind of lacking, but not in the way that it brings our team down. I feel like it just makes us more diverse.
Do you see Courtney as a leader on the team, and how do you feel about her future potential?
Yeah, I definitely see her as a leader. This year, in particular, a leader by example. I think she's, maybe a little bit tentative to be that vocal leader since she is young. But I really foresee her in the future being that person who could step up and do both.
If you're leading and scoring, do you also find you're a leader on the court?
I try to be as vocal as possible. I know I'm still a freshman, and sometimes it takes a little while to adjust to people, but I think our team's really adjusting well to each other, and I try to be as vocal as possible, calling for the ball or calling out my teammates' screens, because I know if they trust me for that, like I can trust that that they have my back.
Courtney's doing a great job. She's very, very coachable. She's already getting a lot better in the post. She could shoot the three from the outside, so she's a tough person to guard.
Do you find through using your potential, you can become a better player here at RIT?
Oh yeah, I definitely feel that when you practice hard, it shows on the court, and through like putting in the little extra effort, like maybe shooting free throws after practice or lifting, it definitely helps.
Is there any goals you have, maybe breaking some records or an undefeated season?
I have a lot of personal goals that I want, but more my goals are for the team, and I want to have a positive season, like a plus in the winning column over the losing column. I want to break that record of, I think the record's like 15-13 is the best season an RIT team's had, so maybe have a 16-12 and start from there.
And what are some of your personal goals?
I guess you'll have to wait and see.
Well, that does it for this edition of RIT Sports Zone. Don't forget, for the latest episodes, we're always on at RITSZ.com.
And you can also stay up to date with Sports Zone by friending us on Facebook and following us on Twitter.
So until next time, thanks for joining us in the zone.